Hello, this is Breadboy. Today we're going to look at a replay that was submitted by Number1. Number1 is looking for advice on positioning and making less mistakes during a game. Let's look at this replay and see how they do. Good job here, being fast to react to your kickoff that you won there. I really liked what you did here, being decisive. You hit it right after your opponent made the mistake of hitting it to the wall and going for boost, so that was a really good job on you capitalizing on that mistake. So here, you went at the ball at a difficult spot. When you went for the ball, you ended up hitting it on the side, which resulted in a weak touch. So your car should follow a path that would lead to you hitting it on your corner. This could have been another goal for you, since you can see that about 29 seconds in here, when your opponent starts going this way, you can see that he's decommitting to the play by going to recover boost over here. So had you hit this with your corner and then followed straight, it would have been much more favorable for you here. So in this kickoff here, you can see that your opponent overshot his kickoff. He may have been trying to go for a fast kickoff or something similar to that, which caused him to not really have much touch on the ball, which gave you this goal here. Let's go back a little bit. As soon as you take this ball to the side here and see your opponent missed, as he is here, you need to look behind you and use your camera to check his position. At 57 seconds here, I believe that had you known your opponent was going towards his goal, you could have taken your time and not popped the ball up here and tried to set up a potential dribble play. So as you see here, I believe, yes, he's in his goal. So setting up a dribble play from here, you would have had a lot more time, so you didn't have to worry about popping it up. So here, I believe you should know that, or I think you're at a high enough level to know when the ball's going to bounce favorably off of a wall, especially during kickoffs. So here, you kind of skipped out on a few pads of boost, which caused you to not be able to score this. So in this kind of situation, you landed on that first pad, which is very beneficial for you. But what you should have done after that is follow this line, picking up these boosts and staying parallel with the ball towards the goal, and you would have had boost to hit it in. So it's very important to remember that after kickoffs, you may be out of boost and you need to regenerate that as soon as possible if you're going to score something like this. So here you don't want to jump off the wall. I'll kind of show you the path to take. I'll zoom out here. So you were about, let's see, you're about on the wall here when you were driving up. So you were going up about like here, and then you jumped off to get here. What I would think, or what I think that you should have done is stayed on the wall for a moment, waited for that to land, and then you can see here that you could have turned around and then waited for that to bounce and then try to hit it up over your opponent. And that would be much better than what happened here. It led to some awkward bouncing, which caused the enemy to get the ball back to himself. Let me switch back. So I'm going to go back here as well. This is a mistake your opponent made. I just want to make sure you know about this as well, though. So your opponent made two mistakes here, really. The first one was, you can see here that he gave you a lot of space. And when it came to the ball coming towards him, he really jumped late to this as well. He should have probably been able to save this. But good goal on your part, capitalizing on those mistakes. So here, you just cut ahead of the ball a little too early, so it hit your side. That's the only problem that happened here. So I'm going to back up to the beginning of this here. So it would have been better to stay centered field with the ball and set up a dribble play here instead of taking it to the right. So about here, I'd say it's not necessary and it's pretty dangerous in general to jump up for the ball in this situation. Airplay in ones is generally a dangerous thing to do. Try to stay on the ground ahead of him and catch the ball or hit it to the side if you're worried about a potential goal. If your 50-50 in the air here was lost, then you're in quite a bad spot. Many times you can catch the aerial shot and dribble it the rest of the way to the enemy goal if they mess up. So it can be a safer bet than following them in the air. I just want to say here at 220, I noticed that you did look behind you. I just want to mention that that's just that's something I want to see more of. It's using your camera to check the enemy position. Let's back up here. So I recommend going into free play and practicing dribbling a bit more, specifically practicing getting the ball on top of your car. Here you could have stopped giving the ball momentum at about 336, about here, and then drove parallel with it on the left side and pushed it on the top of your car and tried to play from there. Let's see. So here, you don't want to be positioned this close to the enemy when he's on the wall and has a pretty solid clear opportunity. Had you been further back than you were in this position, you could have been in a spot for a goal opportunity. So right here, you could have grounded the ball towards the corner boost instead of popping it up for the enemy to grab, as was done there. In this spot, just be extra cautious, not hitting a shot like this. Just a simple mistake like that can really just give the enemy plenty of opportunity to score. You did manage to save it though off of his mistake, so good job on that. So I just kind of want to mention that at this stage of the game, I've been noticing a lot more careless touches, such as the one that occurred here at 314. So if I rewind back to exactly 314 here, I'll point something out. Right there. So you can notice that the enemy, as soon as he turns away, he's decommitting to the play and he's likely going to be turning around to his goal. So here, this just lets you know that you have the chance to try a play instead of hitting it to his side. So here, try not to lose control of the ball while it's on the top of your car. If you kept it centered and popped it up, it would have been far less easy to block here. The spot I'm talking about where the control is lost in the dribble, I'll show it to you here. As soon as it hits the right side of your car and moves that much right, makes it really easy for him to save there. So when you start to go forward to this boost here, it looks like you wanted to hit the ball a little to the left so that you could get the boost. And this is good because, as you can see, the enemy uh, is low on boost in this spot and doesn't have any to catch up to. But you might want to try not to jump at all in this situation. Since you're trying to control the ball, had you used boost from the pad that you picked up just prior to this frame, then you just hit the ball with the left part of your car and try to carry a little bit left, then you would have gotten the 100% canister here and would have gotten there quicker anyway, since you're just going to get the boost back. Or, excuse me, you would have gotten there before your enemy since you didn't have any boost. So this flip here is not necessary. So this is something just small here, but when you're up on the wall and your enemy's there, and you're going for that boost on the bottom, you can feel free to like just use the current boost you have to reach that canister, since you're going to be getting it all back anyways. So right here, it would have been more ideal if you stayed on the ground instead of double jumping, as it would have put you in a better position to follow on the ground for a save. This looks like the game has come to a close. So to kind of conclude what I discussed in this video, I think that you need to think, um, I think that after the enemy caught up to you, you became a bit more worried, which caused some mechanical misplay later on in the game. The more you practice your dribble mechanics, the more they will be second nature, and the less they'll be misplayed in these kind of games. So make sure to be consistent when using your camera to identify where the enemy is as well. And using that rear view cam and your stick cam, I know you used your rear view rear view cam a few times in this game, but I didn't see any instances where you're using the stick to also view where the enemy's at. Try to remember not to needlessly hit the ball over to that enemy's side like you did later in your games, and wait for an opportunity to make your plays. I want to again stress how important it is for you to work on your dribbles and ball control. Just go into free play and practice dribbles and keeping the ball on your car. You had good ball control early on, but as the game progressed, you became uneasy and more uncomfortable with them. Repetitive practice on these skills will definitely help you in games like these. If you have any further questions, feel free to let me know via direct messaging on Discord. So thanks and best of luck to you in your future games.